This is one of the most consequential financial decisions you'll ever make. And unlike almost every other retirement decision, you generally only get to make it once. Claim too early, and you could lock in a permanently smaller benefit for the rest of your life. Wait too long in the wrong circumstances, and you could leave money on the table that you never get back. The honest answer to when should I claim isn't a single age that applies to everyone. It's a calculation based on your specific numbers, your health, your household situation, and your need for income. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how the math works at 62, at your full retirement age, and at 70, with real numbers, and then give you a framework for applying it to your own decision. Let's get into it. There are three critical ages in this decision, and understanding what each one means is the foundation for everything that follows. Age 62 is the earliest you can claim Social Security retirement benefits. Claiming here permanently reduces your monthly benefit. Your full retirement age, or FRA, is the age at which you receive 100% of your calculated benefit. No reduction, no bonus. For anyone born in 1960 or later, that age is 67. For people born earlier, it's slightly younger, between 66 and 67 depending on birth year. Age 70 is the latest age it makes sense to delay claiming. Beyond 70, there's no additional benefit to waiting. The increases stop entirely at that point. Here's the critical detail. Your benefit isn't just a rough number, it's a precise calculation based on your 35 highest earning years, adjusted for the age at which you claim relative to your full retirement age. Claim before your FRA, and the benefit is reduced. Claim after your FRA, and it's increased. Let's look at the exact math. Let's use a concrete example. Say your benefit at full retirement age of 67 is calculated at $2,000 per month. Here's what happens at different claiming ages. If you claim at 62, 5 years before your FRA, your benefit is reduced by approximately 30%. That $2,000 becomes roughly $1,400 per month. And this reduction isn't temporary. It's permanent for the rest of your life, adjusted only for annual cost of living increases from that lower starting point. If you claim at your full retirement age of 67, you receive the full $2,000 per month, unreduced. If you delay claiming past your FRA, your benefit increases by 8% for every year you wait, up until age 70. Delay 3 years to age 70, and that $2,000 benefit grows to approximately $2,480 per month. A 24% increase, guaranteed, regardless of what the stock market or economy is doing during those years. Look at the range here. The same underlying earnings record produces $1,400 a month at 62 or $2,480 a month at 70. That's a difference of over $1,000 per month, nearly 80% more income, based entirely on an 8-year timing decision. This is why the claiming age matters so much more than most people initially realize. Given that gap, the natural question is, which age actually produces more total money over your lifetime? This is where the break-even analysis comes in. If you claim at 62, you start collecting immediately, a head start of 5 to 8 years compared to waiting. But you're collecting a smaller check each month. If you claim later, you collect nothing for those additional years, but each check afterward is larger. Using our example numbers, if you claim at 62 and receive $1,400 a month starting immediately, versus waiting until 70 to receive $2,480 a month. The break-even point. The age at which total cumulative benefits from waiting catch up to and surpass total cumulative benefits from claiming early typically falls between age 80 and 82, depending on the exact numbers involved. Here's what that means practically. If you live past roughly 80 to 82, waiting until 70 produces more total lifetime income. If you don't live past that point, claiming at 62 produces more total lifetime income. The math is genuinely a bet on your own longevity, which is exactly why the decision can't be answered by the math alone. The break-even calculation is useful, but it treats every dollar the same regardless of when you receive it. And in reality, that's not quite right, for a few reasons. Your health and family longevity history matter enormously. If you have a family history of living well into your 90s and you're in good health, the math favors delaying since you're more likely to live past the break-even age. If you have health concerns or a family history of shorter lifespans, claiming earlier may make more practical sense, since you're less likely to reach the point where delaying pays off. Your need for income matters too. If you don't need the money at 62, you have other income sources or substantial savings. Delaying to increase your guaranteed lifetime income can function as a form of insurance against outliving your other assets, since Social Security is one of the only income sources that's fully protected against inflation and guaranteed for life. If you genuinely need the income at 62 to cover essential expenses, the theoretical benefit of waiting matters less than the practical reality of your current financial situation. And there's a psychological dimension worth naming honestly. A larger guaranteed income later in life reduces the pressure on your investment portfolio during the years when you're most vulnerable to running out of money. Even if the pure math is close to a coin flip, many financial planners lean toward delaying specifically because it reduces the risk of outliving your other assets, a risk that matters more than optimizing for the single largest possible total dollar figure. If this is giving you a clearer way to think about your own claiming decision, drop a like. It helps this channel reach more people working through the same question. Now let's talk about two situations that change this calculation significantly: being married and continuing to work. If you're married, this decision isn't just about your own benefit. It directly affects your spouse, both while you're both alive and after one of you passes away. When one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse doesn't keep both benefits. They receive whichever of the two benefits was larger, and the smaller one stops. This means that if you're the higher earner in a couple, your claiming decision effectively becomes a decision about your spouse's eventual survivor benefit as well. Delaying your claim to increase your benefit doesn't just benefit you. It locks in a larger survivor benefit for your spouse for the rest of their life, which can matter enormously if they outlive you by many years. This is one of the most overlooked factors in the claiming decision. Many couples focus entirely on their own individual break-even math, without considering that the higher earner delaying their claim is often one of the most effective ways to protect the lower-earning or non-earning spouse against running out of income in their later years when they may be living alone on a single Social Security check. One more factor that changes the picture. If you claim before your full retirement age and continue working, an earnings test applies. For 2024, if you're under your FRA for the entire year, Social Security withholds $1 in benefits for every $2 you earn above $22,320. In the year you reach FRA, the threshold rises significantly and the withholding rate improves. This isn't necessarily a reason to avoid claiming early if you're still working. The withheld amounts aren't lost forever. They're factored back into your benefit calculation once you reach full retirement age. But it does mean that claiming at 62 while continuing to work a substantial job often doesn't provide the income boost people expect, since a significant portion may be withheld until FRA. If you're planning to keep working full-time past 62, this is worth factoring into your specific timing decision. Here's how to actually approach this decision. Get your specific benefit estimates at 62, your full retirement age, and 70 by logging into your account at ssa.gov. These are based on your actual earnings record, not a generic example. Consider your health and family longevity history. Consider whether you genuinely need the income now or can afford to wait. If you're married, consider how your decision affects your spouse's eventual survivor benefit, not just your own monthly check. And if you're planning to keep working substantially past 62, factor in the earnings test. There's no single right age for everyone, but there is a right age for your specific situation. And now you have the framework to work through it deliberately rather than guessing. If this channel is helping you make big financial decisions with real clarity, subscribe. There's a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one.